welcome to the Strixhaven episode of Commander Durdle. So, as I'd mentioned in my episode of Set Musings for Strixhaven, this is going to be the last Commander Durdle episode for this run, and we will be returning to something I'd originally called Commander Fodder, which, Commander Durdle sort of grew out of. And in that, it's going to be more about picking a single card from a deck, from a set way back, and building around that, as opposed to necessarily building around a card pool that's drawn from a set. So it's a sort of single card build around, which may or may not be a legendary creature, depending on how the card selection works. I'm still just thinking through. I need to watch through some of my earlier episodes that I did, because there's the term, I've used the term Commander Fodder a couple of times now. There's the in-paper version, which was done using a combination of cards and toolkits, and then singles and toolkits, or toolboxes, however you want to think about it. And then there was the the version leveraging archidekt, which used like a single card which was picked from a card pool, and then building around that, and then adding in the appropriate commander. But I think at some point I brought in the concept of having a block of what would you call it, an auto includes or those sort of cards. So I'm playing around a little bit of how it's going to pan out, and so the first episode is me feeling around it. So, but anyway, just so you know, next week we'll be moving over to that, and I'm going to be going back to the era of Mirage, Tempest, that sort of period. Might even be going back earlier. I've actually already, for the first episode, I've already sort of done the selection process. So I'm just going to pick that in episodes after that. I'll probably do the actual pick live, where I'll bring up, MT Gen, like I used to, and then, open, I don't know, 1 or 2 or 3 boosters, and then pick a rare, and then build around that. That's the sort of direction I'm going in, but I'm going to tweak it as I go along anyway. So we've got the last episode here in this format of using a seed or a pool from the set, so more than one card. So our commander is Dina, Soul Steeper. I don't know if I'd be accepting a cup of herbal tea from her. Maybe I'd be a bit cautious, particularly with the ability here, which is whenever you gain life, each opponent loses 1 life. 1, sacrifice another creature. Dina or Dina. Soul Steeper gets +X/+0 until end of turn, where X is the sacrificed creature's power. Now, what I noticed as well is, you can see by my card selection here, we've got a bit of a Pest theme going on as well. So let's have a look. So Mortality Spear, this spell costs 2 less to cast if you gained life this turn. So we're definitely leveraging this the life gain stuff here. Also, you notice the commander, the casting cost is pretty low. Tend the Pests. So there's an additional cost to cast this spell. Sacrifice a creature. Create X/1/1 black and green pest creature tokens with, when this creature dies, you gain 1 life, where X is the sacrificed creature's power. So you can see we've got this interesting interaction with our commander. Land-wise, I've got the forest, the swamp, and Necro Blossom Snarl in here, or although there was a cycle as well. I'll probably look and just check the other dual land as well that was in there. I think they had yeah, maybe I just left it out because there's possibly other dual lands we might consider, but I think it was the one where you have comes into play tapped. It's 2 colour, but then it has, was it scry on it as well for 4. Sorcery wise, Deadly Brew. Each player sacrifices a creature or planeswalker. If you sacrifice a permanent this way, you may return another permanent card from your graveyard to your hand. Pest summoning. Create 2/1/1 black and green pest creature tokens with, when this creature dies, you gain 1 life. So you can see why there's a pest theme in here. Ties in nicely with this. Witherbloom command. Black green. And this is a modal spell. So target player mills 3 cards and you return a land card from your graveyard to your hand. Destroy target non-creature, non-land permanent with mana value 2 or less. Target creature gets -3/-1 until end of turn. Target opponent loses 2 life and you gain 2 life. We've got Beledros Witherbloom. Now this was one I considered as possibly a commander. So flying, beginning of your upkeep, create. So this spits out pest tokens. Pay 10 life. Untap all lands you control. Activate only once per turn. Yeah, I just fancied this a different way round. So having Dina as the commander and Beledros as one of the 99 rather than the other way round. So we have Blex as well, which is a modal spell. Other pests, bats, insects, snakes and spiders you control get +1/+1. So yeah, more often than not probably have it, cast it with this side. The other side, look at the top 5 cards of your library. You may put any number of them in your hand, the rest in your graveyard. You lose 3 life for each card you put into your hand this way. Sedgemoor Witch with Menace and Ward. Whenever you cast or copy an instant or sorcery spell, create a 1/1 black and green pest creature token with. Yep, you get the picture here. Yep, and you can see this one, whenever you cast or copy an instant or sorcery spell, each opponent loses 1 life. You gain 1 life. So, of course, what's trying to go on here is we want to gain life in order that our opponents lose life. So I'm going to see what we get suggested. I'm assuming obviously we need to protect this, or we need other permanents that echo this particular ability. So let us dive in and see what we've got. Now, I don't think we had any artifacts there, so maybe that's a good starting point. I've kept the pool fairly small because I wanted it to lock into the life gain, life loss pest thing. And sometimes if you put too much utility in that doesn't fit into that but is just useful, it'll accidentally pull it, or just the way suggestion algorithms work, it will sort of pull it towards something in the utility possibly because it's being featured in other decks for maybe different reasons. And we've got a Mite here. Gain 2 life. That's an interesting card. Soul Ring, we need that. We're playing 2 colours, so we might as well have that. Whenever you gain life, you may pay X. Okay, so we're leveraging off our life gain. Whenever a non-basic limit. Okay. Sounds good. Yeah. So we've got a lot of artifacts here, a lot of permanents that are leveraging, amplifying, however you want to think of it. our life gain. We've got some here that are just using it as a resource. Whenever you cast a spell, you gain 1 life for each spell you've cast this turn. Pay 50 life. Okay. And we look at the top card of your library any time. Because this would be an interesting one to put in, seeing how your deck performs. I mean, obviously we're gaining lots of life, so we need to do something with it, I suppose. But I'll just hold off for the moment. See what we've got where we can take that life and invest it in something that will take a player out. What's this? I mean, look at the top card. Okay. It's one of the chosen colours. Well, let's do that. Probably got a lot more artifacts than I need. How many? Oh, there's only 6. Has it shoved? Oh, it's shoved something into our creature count. Okay. Fair enough. Right, let's start with some of the things I don't know if I need a lot of. Let's look at some planeswalkers. Oh, Frasca. Permanent if you do. Permanent if you do. Destroy target non-permanent. You get an emblem whenever a creature. Oh, okay. Whenever a creature you control deals combat damage to play, so that's one way we could win the game. So, yeah, we need to look for win conditions here, rather than just not dying because our life gain is high. Right. Let's look at some enchantments here. Well, we could go wide with all our pests, you know. That might be another thing. So pest tribal. I love it when you have the potential for like pests creating pests or anything like that. And I've seen, I don't know whether it works so well with pests, but stuff can sometimes get a little bit out of control. I'm trying to think of the what's that commander deck where you've got tokens being generated. I think it's the one we're going to feature in the artwork of Commander 2013 actually. Oh, it's a dragon and its name escapes me, but it involves, I think, consuming and producing goblin tokens. I think you know the deck I mean. Whenever a creature you control dies, you get 1 life and draw a card. Yep. Sanguine Bond, of course. Yeah. So that's spitting out human soldier tokens, but it does have this ability on it. Whenever you gain life. That's interesting. We've got slightly bigger creatures we can kick out. Exquisite Blood is... Oh yeah. So whenever you gain life, target opponent loses that much life. Whenever an opponent loses life, you gain that much life. There we go. Whenever a creature attacks you or a planeswalker you control. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so everything it suggested we have now included. Okay, yeah. There we go. Yeah, I'm happy with that. but lest we forget, let us do this. Do I want to do something with my life? Do I want to do something with my life? Whenever a creature you control dies, each opponent loses 1 life. Okay, yep. Cool. Then it's you control. I suppose I could have sec outlets, but I don't think I need that. All my creatures already have stuff on them, or the pests do anyway, so it's nice when stuff can self-sacrifice. Artifact creatures are instants, why not? Oh, of course, putrefy, yes. Let's just re-roll that, just in case. Okay, I don't know how many instants we need, but here I'm just going to probably go for utility. Target permanent you control gains hexproof and indestructible. Till end of turn, you gain 2 life. So that would protect my commander. Just wondering how much I need to worry. Maybe I don't. Death touch and card, you lose 1 life. So I suppose in green, black, I suppose we need to just take the card draw as we find it. I've got quite small creatures, so I don't know if I want to be dishing out beast tokens. That's why I've sort of ignored that instance. Let's just see where that might push the selection. Okay, nothing's really changed here. Let me come back to that. I need to think some more. Right, so pest infestation sounds good. Destroy up to X target artifacts and or enchantments. Wow. Create X twice. Create twice X on 1. Okay, yeah, just do that. Do that. We're in green, so yeah. It's the amount of life you gained. It's an interesting board wipe. If you team it up with a whole load of life gain, and you get all your stuff done. Yeah, I could end up losing. Yeah, maybe not. Each non-land permanent is mana value 2 or less. Signing Blood's always interesting. Price card, 3 visits, dig up, it's cleave, search your library for a basic land card, reveal it, put it in your hand, then shuffle. Square brackets. Search your library for a card, put it into your hand, then. Okay, that's nice. There's his life. Yeah, okay. Where are we now on sorceries then? 10. Okay. Let me just do that again, see if I missed anything. Well, as usual, I suppose this is pretty much building itself. It's nice when you have a real tight theme with the life gain pest stuff. That's mana value. That might be nice. Yeah, let's do that. Good way of getting something back. Even though we are going to end up with a ton of tokens that obviously we can't get back from anywhere when they die. Right, this is a bit I always tend to forget, so let's do this now. We do want to command, and I suppose it makes sense to have this. And do I want to be able to scry? Okay, let's go down the bottom here and just see. That could be, I don't know how cool that is actually. Well, actually I could. Why not? I've got that one that creates food tokens. Got the black utility land from where it was. Oh, this was one I was thinking of. Yeah. Okay, Evolving Wilds. Yeah. You control 2 more lands. In the Rot Farm. Play the Radiant Fountain. High market. I suppose I'm gaining life. That would be quite nice. Let's have a green utility land to go with my black one. Bit more balance, you know. Overgrown Tomb. We'll go a bit expensive in this deck. Do we want a scry ability? I don't know. Okay, so we need to just prune this a little bit. Well, prune it a lot. I'm not sure with this that it looks like this has got a fairly low curve at the moment. Let me sort by mana value and just see. So if we ignore Beledros for a moment, so 3, 4, this is 3, yeah, so we do have a higher top end spell, but apart from our enchantments there's only really one. This is a bit of a higher casting cost, but we do have a lot of stuff that is super cool in the deck. Yeah, this. So we'll see. We might need to lose some of the higher casting cost stuff but at the moment what I'll do is I'll leave this, so just take this down. I've got a lot of non-basics here. Where does that lead us? 33. So what if for the moment make that 37. See how we do. Okay, we haven't even started adding to our creatures yet. So we've done instants, we've got our planeswalker, we've got our artifacts, sorceries, enchantments. I think it's time. And we will do that. I don't know how much adding those lands will make a difference, but we'll see. Yeah, we got a lot of life gain stuff. We really need. Do I just want to add that just for the hell of it? Okay, so that's interesting. Right, whenever one or more other creatures you control die, each opponent loses 2 life and you gain 2 life. This ability triggers only once each turn. Game, yeah. Gary, in you come, Gary. Now, Scavenging Ooze. Exile target from a graveyard. From a graveyard, okay. Yeah, I'm just going to pick some ones I find interesting before I just go down from the top. I really need to find a few ways here. Apart from just not dying. Okay, well, there's a number here that are depleting my opponents, so I suppose that's fine. Whenever you gain life, you may pay black. If you do, return target creature. Yeah, that's pretty cool. So lots of interesting synergies here. So we'll do that. I don't know whether I just want to stick that in because it's black-green, fairly recent. Creature dying causes a trigger with your opponent you control. Okay, think about that. You control die. Opponent loses 2 life, you gain 2 life. Security, yes, put that in. Alliance, whenever another creature is you control, choose one that has been chosen this turn. Yeah. Looks good. Now this one, draw a card. Oh, Sangromancer. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, we're just going all in here. Death Touch, lifelink, add 1 mana of any colour. Cool. Okay. Oh, it's just, yeah, there's so many cards here. You know, I always think of obviously lifelink being a white-black thing, but there's so many cards that don't specifically mention lifelink, but do the same thing. Obviously in black, but also in green as well. So super cool. Where are we? 93. So 7 cards. I think I'm going to leave this all the same. I just think I'm going to creature out here, so if that is indeed a word. So we just need 7. Let's re-roll this, as I say, and see where we end up. And that will be that. I think I'm just going to do a few sample hands and let the synergy speak for itself, so that's good. Okay, I like this. Give them a oh no, I'm looking for something that maybe enhances the tokens, you know, the pest tokens, but I've not spotted anything so far. So let's look right down the bottom and just see what's down here. Oh, Vampire Nighthawk. Right, lifelink at the beginning of your end step, you gained life this turn. You may pay exile if if you do. Oh, why not? Shall we? XX Black Demon creature with flying. Pay X. Yeah, we've also got Savari, Queen of the Golgari. Sacrifice a green creature. Yeah, let's do that. Get some interesting things in here. I could play some mana dorks. Maybe, I don't know. Yeah, there's so many options here. Yeah, definitely I would recommend. This is a fun deck to try and build. So, beginning of your end step, if you gain life this turn each. 2, 1. And you? Okay, yeah. Yeah. Those tokens. Anything else creature-wise generating tokens might be quite fun. I'm sure there's also some other alt-win conditions that are tied to life. Unfortunately, we're not in white, so we can't play. I'm trying to remember the name of the creature. I think you know the one I mean. Okay, 3 short. So we've got 26 creatures. I tell you what, let's just do all card types and then see what we've got. Okay, we've got something that generates treasure tokens, which is nice. And then we will do that. If a creature dying causes a triggered ability, I thought we'd already got that, but maybe not. Put an indestructible counter. Yeah, we'll do that. And then lastly, you gain 2 life. Each creature gets -X until end of turn, where X is the amount of life you gained this turn. Don't know if I want that. So whenever a land enters the battlefield under your control, you gain 2 life. Creature gains Death Touch. Yeah, there's a lot of instance there. Do I want a Skull Clamp? Don't know whether that's such a good idea. Oh, so many choices. So let's... it wants me to put Yargle in, doesn't it? It does want me to put Yargle in. Maybe I will put... Yeah... I thought I'd put that in, but... Yeah, let's do that. Let's have a look here. 100. So the next thing we'll do is we will do some test hands as well to see what's going on. So we'll take a look at that next. So let's try some sample hands from the playtester. See how this looks. What have we got here? We've got 2 lands. Now Dina. It's a turn 2. So at the moment, we're not going to be able to cast anything from our hand or from our command zone until we get more mana. So not so good here. Oh, there's our forest. So rampant growth has come online. That's it there, so we can land there. Okay, so let's see how the draw draws pan out. Okay, looking a lot better now, but that's a bit of a slow start. Let's try another one. Okay, so we've got a 3-hander with an Evolving Wilds. Actually, no, 4. With our Radiant Fountain. No green, but we can crack our Evolving Wilds for that. So that's fine. So, return to 4, 1, 2, okay, looks okay. It's a turn 4. So, yep. So, assuming we had all this out, just for simplicity, imagine that's a forest. I think now everything is castable. There's a few higher cost things, but we're not seeing them, so that's good. Let's try another hand. So we've got 2 forests and a Golgari Rot Farm. So it gives us black-green, but we have to bounce a land, which is fine. So let's just see the point at which... So I suppose for this deck, ultimately, would be nice to get 3 to 4 mana out, or mana producers out. Obviously that's going to put me initially a land behind, but once it's online you can tap it for black or green. So again, let's just put these all out now and just see how this plays out and at what point we start to have problems. Yep, no, that's looking fine again. So, okay, there. Got. This looks fine as well. So there's again our black mana. I didn't actually check the deck at the moment. It's just 50-50 black and green. I actually forgot to check the mana curve. There's our Arcane Signet, Forest. So we have all our colours of mana. Our main problem with things like this where we've got double black there, so but again, let's just assume we've played these out and then just see if we again run into any problem. Yes, doing too bad. A bit concerned about the double greens and the double blacks that we might end up with, so that's the only thing. Let's just see. If we go back to here and have a look further down, here's our... So yeah, definitely we could probably think about taking our green mana down a bit But I don't think I'll adjust anything here. You can see there's a little bit of a bump here around 5 mana, but that actually looks pretty good. You can see, so if we did want to make this a bit of a faster deck, what we could do is look at all of our 5 mana stuff and maybe see if there's, if it's occurring in the creature section, which it appears it is a little bit here, yeah. We could go back through, look for synergistic creatures with the whole life gain tokens thing, and maybe replace them out and get rid of some of this higher casting cost stuff. That might be a possibility. Yeah, so yeah, I think maybe the 5 mana area of this deck might be a good target to do that. In terms of just tweaking it. So there we have it. Hopefully that was a bit of insight into the deck. I just opted not to play it out because it's always difficult to get all the synergies particularly when you're sort of reliant on a lot of this of opponents losing life and things like that. So thanks very much for watching. Bye for now, and I will catch you in the next episode.